everyone, welcome to Josie's Creative Corner. This week we're going to use the September card making kit from Uniquely Creative. You get quite a lot in there and I've added to it. So let's have a quick look. You will get, first thing is the idea sheet, and you can follow these to make some more cards after you've done the ones that you want to do for mine. You get 32 papers, 10 rectangle cards, bling and ribbon, sentiment sheet to cut, and the creative cards. I have then added to this, and I've added the square cards because that will be what our class will be using. I haven't used any of the rectangle for our class, but I have used them later on, you'll see. So 3 rectangle cards and over 60 flowers. These are designed by me. They came from a little hat. So yes, let's get on and I will show you what we're making. So our class is 2 cards, and they sit like that, and they will sit like that on your table. Look how cute they are. Then I have made a further 12 cards. I won't go through them now, but they are quite cute. I haven't put sentiments on all of mine, so they will need some more sentiments. And I have left over half a packet of cards, paper pattern, sorry, half a packet of papers, half a packet of creative. I have a sentiment sheet left over, some ribbon. I haven't got any bling bling left over. I used them all, and a couple of dribs and drabs. So you can continue making more cards. With this lot, I will probably make at least another 10 cards. You just need your card bases. So let's get on, and we are going to go and make these. And then if you continue watching, we'll make the ideas, the other 12. And I'll come back at the end of the video and post photos, and you'll be online shortly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab a number of flowers, and I will go in with my lightest color, which is milled lavender, and I will just pick some color up from there, see if I can get it all in the screen, and color it in. Now it is a very, very light color. Just barely see it on there, but you can see the difference on here, the leftovers. And I do both sides of the flower, and I will do a number and leave them just in this color. So let's see, I already done some, so there will be a number all in different sizes with this color. And again, you might not pick up the color on the screen, but if you look at the difference there, you will see it. Beautiful. So what I will do after is I'm going to leave these as plain purple. The next lot I'm going to do is, again, I'll pick up my purple or my milled lavender, and I'll put a bit on there, both sides again. And then I'll come in with my fire brick red, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of it on my brush. But then what I will do is remove the excess, so that there is not too much on my brush, and color in the flower. Let's see if it stays in focus. That one is actually too dark. I would like that quite a bit lighter. So I'll turn it over. And again, this is quite dark, but it's closer to the color that I want. So I'll get another one, and I've already done my purple. So I'll go in with the red, not too dark. There we we go. That's the color that I want. A nice lightish color. And I will do a few of these. So I'll do my purple and my reds on top. And then finally, I will do my third color, which again, we're going to do our purple underneath it. And this one on both sides again. And then we're gonna pick up our darkest red, which is the lumberjack plaid. And again, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the color and remove it, because I don't want it dark, but I don't want it like full on dark. And let's see if I can show you what I'm doing. Just very slowly, I'm doing little color spots, getting it darker each time I come down. So it's fading from very light to dark. And next one. And each time I do a pass, it leaves a little bit of color, obviously. And turn it over, and we'll do the same on the other side. So we'll just have 3 different colors. Let's see if I can get something white to show you the difference. There we go, a nice clean piece of paper. And we have our plain purples, our purples with the fire brick, which are much lighter. I'll get one of the lighter ones. And it's got that little bit of reddish. And then we have our darker ones, which are our purple with the lumberjack. Now I will do a number of those. And here's my little stash that I've done. And let me just get my red ones. I haven't done all my flowers yet. I'm still getting there. And then my red ones. So they're my 3 different stashes of color. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish all the color that I got in my packet, and then I'll get back and we'll do some shaping. I've done all my flowers in purple, other than the few that I did earlier in the 2 different colors. That was the lumberjack plaid and the fire brick color. So because I haven't made my samples, this will be my samples, I don't know what colors I'm going to use. So what I've done is I will leave them all in purple, and then I will color them if I need them, if I don't decide to leave them as purples. So what I'm going to do next is pop these ones aside, and we're going to shape them. Okay, so we'll need our shaping mat and our shaping tool. And let's see if I can get out a little bit. There we go. So shaping is actually, I've got quite a few different shaping tools. If you have the golf tools, they will give you a nice line, really nice shape for the flowers. My golf tools are away at the moment, and I have a broken foot and I'm not allowed to go and get them. So I will be using my bits and pieces that I just happen to have on my desk, which is just plain shaping tools. So starting with a number, I don't know what number this one is, but it's the ball that will actually go with that size flower. We're just going to press it and then press the center, and it will make our flowers. We're just going to make them very simple. With the larger flowers, you will probably need a larger ball. So that one might be too large, so we might go one smaller. Yep, perfect. Now you can use some water to help break the fibers down. I don't do that. It will change the color. If you've used the Distress Oxides like I have, it will change the color of your inks, which is not a bad thing that happens, but I won't do that. I'll just leave them as they are, shape them like this, and then my flowers don't go back to flat flowers. They will stay like this once I've put them together. Okay, something like that. We'll need, oops, I forgot to color the back. So I'm just going to quickly do that now. And because it's such a large packet of flowers, I'm sure I've done more than one that I've forgotten. So I'm going to go back to a smaller bowl because I think this one is too big for that. And I'll do the same thing. The reason I color my back is just because in case you see the flower, you don't want it to be a stark white color. So these ones are my Fire Brick Red. So I've done a few. So I'll do the rest off camera because otherwise we'll be here for a while, and I keep having to change ball size. So you don't want to sit here watch me for the next 3 hours coloring flowers and shaping them. So that will be my Lumberjack Plate. That's my bright red, and it's a beautiful little flower. Like I said, I designed and cut all these flowers, so they all came out of my head. So they're very imperfect flowers. You can see the little ridges as they were drawn. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and finish this lot, and I will come back when they're all shaped. But like I said, my purples, I will shape a couple of them, and then the rest I will leave in case I want to color darker with the reds, because I don't know what I'm making yet, so we'll figure it out together. So I got a square card and I cut it in half to get that, 2 of these. And what I'm going to do with this one is you can fold it or you can score it. Normally I fold it, but this time I'm going to score it. So I'm going to score it about 2.5 inches. Doesn't have to be exact. You can score it whatever you would like to do it. And then I just fold it, burnish, and that's my card base. And I will stick this one on top, and I'll make, well, because I've cut these, I can make 2 of these cards. Next, I will glue that down. So for gluing it down, all I do is I pop my glue on this side of the card, and I line this one up with it. And because it's wet glue, you've got a few seconds to move it around if it's not lined up 100%. The next thing I will do is I will like a 2-inch paper down here, and I will find a paper that I like to chop, something like that. And I'll make it about 2-inch wide. So 2 inches is there. Line it up, and I'm cutting this at 5 1/4. So there we go. And that will leave a beautiful little white border around it. So I will be inking the edges. So I'm using Pebble Beach, and I just give it a little bit of a coloring around it. Now I want it to stand up a little, so what I have done is I've got some cardboard from a cappuccino. You can use cereal boxes will hold the card up quite well. So a paper to put up there. I've got some really nice papers depending on how I want them to look. If I want them to look very Christmassy, we've got 1, 2, and 3 with Santa. Quite like that one. Or even Santa himself. If you can see that one, he looks really cute. Or this one on the side. I think I might go with him on the side. So I'm going to cut my paper at 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Cool. And I will ink my sides as well. And this one then goes up here like that. It gives a tiny little white border only, which is perfect. Beautiful. So that's my first card base, and I have done another one. That was my second card base. So I used the same base for these two. I just picked another pattern paper, and they're my 2 card bases for this. Okay, so how are we going to decorate them? Now, we do have quite a bit of bits and pieces here. Let's see what we can decorate them with. Don't really want to put center on center. Now on this one, I have stuck my Merry Christmas on there. And I'll just decorate this one. I'm not sure where I'm going to put my Merry Christmas on this one yet. I have fussy cut a few sheets that see, so everything looks good. They came in the paper pack. Oh, little kitty. Excellent. Well, let's see where our hot glue says, and we'll start decorating. Okay. Now, I like shaping my items, my embellishments. So what I will do is I'll give them a little bit of shape. And you can do this with, I'm using a pencil, but we do have shaping tool if you would like to use shaping tools. Oops, need some hot glue. Now I have a hot glue gun next to me. I'm just going to pop some hot glue in the center, and as you can see, I made a nice little dollop. That way it holds it higher without using foam tape or anything. And if you obviously press it, it'll go flat, but I'm just going to hold it and give it a little bit of a touch while it dries and wait for it. In the meantime, I will shape a few more of these. That one is too small. really pretty. I'm going to pop it up here. Now if your hot glue is still wet, it will move around, so watch out. Slide this little girl down there. And then I'm going to get a couple of the flowers that we made. And I'm going to attach them. If you have a little flowers like this and you need to press it down, use a stylus. You'll press it down, hold it for a few seconds, and it will dry quite nicely. Beautiful. Now we need some greenery, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my fussy cuts that I did earlier, and going to cut that one aside and pop it under there. And again, find my scissors. I'm just going to cut this one a bit more around the flower. That way we can reuse that part. This one, I'm going to shape a little bit. And pop it under here. And then just to blend them all in, I'm going to pop a couple more extra flowers on it to hide the spots where I've glued it. Now up here at the top, I would like a couple of little flowers coming down. So I'm going to get and some greenery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this around here. Shape it a little bit there and there. And I'm going to slide it underneath it. I've got another one here that looks good. I really like that little white flower, so I'm going to slide it in. And I'm only putting the hot glue, if you've seen that, just on the side, so that it will slide under, it will glue, but I can always add more things underneath it if I want to. I think that looks really pretty. And once we place our centers and our glitter on it, it will really finish up this card. So I think that's really, really gorgeous. Just going through my little stash here, see what else I can get out of it. One of our little fussy cards. This one is cut it in half and glue half at the top here and the other half just under here, and that will finish our card quite nicely. That's what it will sit like on your desk. It's a little bit 3D, so if you don't like 3D, just make it flat with a little bit of raised, maybe with a bit of foam, or even like I use the cardboard or something. But that will look nice, really nice and pretty. So we'll finish the glittering and the frills in a minute. We'll just get on to the next card. So this one with Santa. Very pretty again. Let's see what we want to put in it. So I'm actually going to go with some big flowers on this one, right at the top here. And I wouldn't mind some buds. So to make our buds, what I'm going to do is get one of the little ones and do watch your fingers because you might burn yourself. Pop some hot glue on the center. Close it and hold it like that for a few seconds while the glue dries. Then the next layer, a little bit bigger size, we'll put a little bit of glue at the bottom, get our bud, pop it in the center, close it, and if you pop some glue on the sides, you can actually get it to stick. Again, watch out for your fingers so you don't burn yourself. And that's my little bud. And all I'm gonna do is stick it in the center of that one. If your hot glue is still wet, bit hot and wet, just wait until it cools off, because otherwise it will move on you. And then I'm going to have some tiny little buds coming down. So I'm just going to make some buds only. One layer. Close it. As always, watch your fingers because it's really, really owy. And let's pop our bud here. Then I want a couple of tiny little ones. And as you can tell, I've got cobwebs, spider webs everywhere. I wouldn't mind at least another bud. Just pop it there. I quite like that. Now, my sentiment is going to be Season's Greeting, and I want it to stand up. So there's two ways we can do it. We can do it with the hot glue, or we can do it with the so I'm gonna do actually with both. So I'm gonna get that, cut it. It's a little bit too big, so I'm gonna get my Season's Greeting, layer hot glue, pop that on it. Make sure it doesn't show from the bottom. So that one it will show, so I'm gonna chop it off. And then, oops, we don't want that. A little bit more glue. And I'm gonna pop it right here. Now the reason I want it elevated is because I'm gonna slide things coming down, some greenery. So I'm gonna get this one, for example. I really like that. So I'm gonna cut down around the flower, and I'm gonna cut around nice and close because I'm going to reuse the other half. So something like that will look quite nice there. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of shape, and again I'm just gonna use my shaping tools. I'm gonna go and put this one underneath there, and it looks really, really nice. And then my flowers. I wouldn't mind some more greenery. I'm gonna go around this flower. And I'm actually gonna pop this one down there. And if you hold it up for a few seconds while that hot glue dries, it will actually dries like that, and then it stays like that. This one comes this way. Actually, I quite like this one, but it's a little bit too big to go there. So we're just gonna have to use it in another card or another project. In the meantime, a couple of flowers here, a couple of presents. Gonna put them there. Got a couple of nutcrackers. This is the one we cut earlier, and I think she will look quite pretty down there. Yep. Now, I really liked on the other card we made that little girl. I wonder if I have another one. Let's have a quick look. Gingerbread man. So I really like it's little elf or little girl, whatever you want to call it, but she will look very pretty here next to the presents. So if you can find another one, you can pop it in there. We don't want another center because we got one there. 1 center per card I think would be plenty. And unfortunately, I don't have another little here. So it's going to have to be a nutcracker maybe. Nutcracker will look nice. So I'm just going to pop a nutcracker in there. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue it on this side and slide him underneath the presents. And I'll leave that one lit up high. And then down here, you will like some nice pretty flowers. Let's see. I think that's the one we cut earlier and it's still too big. Let's just need a little one. Even if we cut this one around there. So what we're gonna do is cut it around here. Give it a little bit of shape. Yeah. And I'm only gonna glue this part down, just in case I decide to put something else on there later. Now, if I was making these cards for myself or for someone that I know I wanted to give them to and I didn't mind the thickness, I will put a few more of these flowers here. But since we're doing them for class, so we don't know who we're going to give them to, I think that's thick enough because as it is, it already comes out quite large. Beautiful. Just to cut where I've cut it, I'm gonna pop this one on it. Just blends in. Otherwise, what I could have done is cut all the white out, and then it would have looked fine. So yes, what else do we need? I think we need something up here. Let's see. I'm thinking a tiny little one in purple only, which I know it's not purple, it's the lavender, but I keep calling it purple. So I'm just quickly gonna shape a flower. And I'm gonna need some more glue. Gonna pop him up here, and I really like that milled lavender, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab some more and I'm gonna shape him and I'm gonna pop a few more around the place after I get rid of this glue. There we go. Now I'm going to use the bigger and that is really starting to look quite pretty. All you need to do is clean up those cobwebs. And that's gorgeous as. So I've done my flowers and that's my milled lavender. and it does really bring the picture together. So that's what it will look like on your desk. And I might go ahead and bring this one back. And we could keep going. We could add a few more flowers here and there, some greenery, some sticks. But I have decided, well, the idea of this one was gonna be simple and quick cards. They're neither simple nor quick. They're quicker than some that we have done, but not as quick as. So I think we were gonna stop with these two for now. I have tons of other product, so we'll call this part 1, 2 cards, and I will get my desk cleaned up and reset, and we might do a part 2 with a couple more different cards, because we do have tons and tons and tons of products left. So what I'm going to do for part 1, we still need to prill and glitter. So I'll clean the desk, come back, we'll prill and glitter. Okay, so this is as clean as my desk is going to get today. So let's see here. For glitter, we're going to use Crystal Clear from Art Glitter. Now, I have never used this to glitter with, so I'm going to give it a try today and see what it comes out like. How bad can it be, eh? So, let's try around here. So, part 1 of this video is done. Might put some more glitter on here because I missed it when it was lying down. But otherwise, both of our cards are done. And I will go and reset my table. And then we can see what else we can make with the leftovers. Okay, shall be back shortly. Here we go with part number 2. Let's see if we can make some really quick and easy cards. We're going to use the longer card bases from Uniquely Creative. They're the rectangle card bases this time. Earlier on we used the squares. So let's see what we can do. First thing we want is a base paper. What do we like as a base paper? Oh, I quite like this one. And this one looks beautiful too, but we're going to use this one. So what I have done is I have fussy cut these out of this paper, and I would like to use this one on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my sizes. That's the right way around. I could measure it and cut it, but I'm going to just, like always, do it the hard way. and cut about there and about there. Okay, so the cutter. So it's a smidge under that 4-inch. By 5 1/4. And my ink is here. Quite like that. And then I am going to edge this one as well, quite a little bit at the bottom there. And then I will find my little brushes and a piece of scrap, and all I'm going to do is edge a little bit around there, literally just a little bit, just so that you can see the edges. Beautiful. And let's stick it down. So card base, make sure it's facing the correct way. Make sure I've cut it the right size. The answer is yes. Let me pop it down. Now I have cut a little bit on the small side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that side. Now if you do it properly and you cut it the right size, you won't have to trim it. But I want my edges to be even. And that, even though it's not even, it's close enough. Better than having the excess white. Okay, so next I will find my tree and put it here. Now I want it to be lifted a little, so I'm going to use some just some scrap cardstock. Make sure it's not showing, so I might have to trim that off as well. And it doesn't matter how messy it is at the back, you won't see it. There we go, that is perfect. And we get our card base again and we'll pop it right there. Okay, so that goes there. Beautiful. So I have three because I've already taken that half, nice pattern papers left, and some more, about 4 planes plus some scraps. So I'm gonna get to the next card, and I want to finish using this one that we already cut into. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it at a straight area. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna trim as close as I can to that part where I cut it, which works out to be, and yours will be different obviously because it depends on how close you fussy cut it at. So it could be 3.5 if you want, 3.25, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 3/8 is what mine will come up to. 3 3/8. And of course we're gonna have to center it. So if I'm gonna have that much gap around here, I'm going to need that much gap around there, which comes to 5 inches. Okay, so that will be my centered cut. And if you are good, you should do it the right way around. Now you can put a vase underneath it. Stripy candy cane. Get it right. Will look alright with that one there. And then that one on top. Or even something like that. The only problem with this one you're gonna have is that it's very close in color. So it depends, completely up to you. I am just going to, at this stage, color that and probably use it as it is. First, I will ink it. Let's see what it looks like. So that will look alright without anything else underneath it. But I really want something else underneath it. Now, don't believe him, he is not starving. In fact, I've only just fed him. He just wants attention. Okay, so next we are going to glitter our cards. So I'm going to bring in the glitter. Okay, so let's have a look at what we finished up with. So we had our 2 cards that are our extra class, and then we have 12 more cards, and of course we still have half of our products left over pretty much. Another one here. Such pretty cards that came out with this lot. Okay, and then the last 3 are our final scrap cards. This one should be a little bit more closed, so look a little bit better. But a nice sentiment, oops, wrong way around, a nice sentiment, and that will be nice as well. So that's it for today. If you would like a kit, jump on the website, they should be on there. If not, give us a call, we always can make kits for you, not a problem. And if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.